All right, let's pull back the curtain on what it really takes to become an elite athlete. We're going to break down the actual science behind how they train, and you'll see it all boils down to a few key ideas that act as a blueprint for peak performance. Let's dive in.
You ever watch a world-class athlete in action and just wonder, how? How is that even possible? Is it just raw talent, or is there some kind of secret formula? Well, the truth is, building an elite athlete is a lot like building a high-performance race engine. It's not magic, not at all. It's a systematic, scientific process. And today, we're going to look under the hood.
So it turns out that pretty much every professional training program, it doesn't matter what the sport is built on three fundamental pillars. Think of these as the absolute core blueprints. Once you get these, you basically understand the language of elite performance. We're going to walk through each one.
First up, we've got continuous training. This is the bedrock, the absolute foundation of almost any elite program. And the philosophy is super simple: long and steady. This is all about building a massive aerobic base that everything else, all the speed, the power, the endurance, is going to get built on top of.
Next, we have interval training. Now, if continuous training is the foundation, this is where we start adding some serious horsepower. The core idea is just a cycle of stress and recovery. You go hard, then you back off. It's this on, then off approach that really starts to forge speed and power. And finally, our third pillar, repetition training. This is the very top of the pyramid. The method here is all-out effort. This is where athletes get razor-sharp for the specific demands of competition, pushing their bodies to the absolute max. So, you've got long and steady, on and off, and all-out effort. Now let's see how they all work together.
We're going to start our athlete's journey where every great athlete does, by building the engine. This first phase is all about creating a bigger, more fuel-efficient system, and the main tool for that job is continuous training.
So what does long and steady actually look like in practice? Well, the intensity is pretty moderate, somewhere between 50 and 75% of your max effort. The duration is long, we're talking 30 minutes or a lot more. And crucially, there's no rest. You just keep chugging along at that steady pace. The goal isn't to be fast right now, it's to build a deep, unshakable foundation of endurance.
So why does going slow actually make you faster? It sounds kind of counterintuitive, right? Well, it's because of the incredible changes it forces in your body. Your heart literally gets stronger and bigger, pumping more blood with every single beat. Your body builds out this dense network of tiny blood vessels called capillaries to deliver oxygen more effectively. And your muscles get way more efficient at using that oxygen. You're essentially upgrading the entire fuel delivery system of your engine from the inside out.
Okay, so once that foundational engine is built, it's time to tune it for speed. This is where we start introducing that cycle of stress and recovery to teach the body how to handle way higher intensities. Welcome to the world of interval training.
Interval training is pretty much exactly what it sounds like, a workout where you go back and forth between hard work and recovery. But that recovery part is so important. It's not about just stopping completely. It's usually what we call active rest, like a slow jog. This teaches your body not just to go hard, but to recover from it quickly, which is a massive part of being an elite athlete.
And as you can see, not all intervals are created equal. You've basically got two main flavors. On one side, you have lower intensity intervals, maybe 60 to 80% of your max. The goal there is speed endurance, teaching your body to hold a fast pace for longer, with shorter active rests. Then you have the high intensity intervals, pushing all the way up to 90%. Here, the goal is just raw speed and power, so the rests are longer to let you fully recover before the next big push.
So here's the most important thing to remember about interval training. The magic isn't just in the hard part, it's in the rest. This idea, they often call it desirable rest, is the moment where your body actually adapts. It's during that recovery that your system says, whoa, okay, and gets stronger and more efficient. The hard work creates the signal, but the rest is what creates the change.
So, if we look at this, we can see a really clear progression. We started with a medium intensity of continuous training, then we moved up to the high intensity of interval training, and now it's time to go all the way to the top of the pyramid, the maximum intensity of repetition training.
This is the final phase. This is the sharpening phase. The engine's built, it's tuned, now it's time to see what this thing can really do. We're talking about pushing the engine to its red line to get ready for the unique stress of competition day.
Repetition training is all about quality, not quantity. The intensity is maxed out, 90 to 100% effort. And because of that, you're not doing a lot of these, maybe just 3 to 6 reps total. And the rest isn't active anymore, it is full recovery. We're talking long breaks, 5, 10, sometimes even 15 minutes. The goal is to perfectly simulate the speed and intensity of a race, so every single rep has to be perfect.
So why would you do this? Well, it's not really about your cardio anymore. This kind of maximum effort training is actually for your brain and your central nervous system. It teaches those neural pathways to fire faster and more efficiently. It's all about that neuromuscular connection. This is how you get truly explosive and powerful. You're getting your body, and just as important, your mind, ready for the shock and stress of performing at your absolute limit.
Now, beyond these three big pillars, pro athletes have a whole toolkit of other specialized methods they use to really fine-tune their performance. Think of these like specific tools for very specific jobs. First, you've got something called fartlek. It's a Swedish word that literally means speed play, and that's the perfect way to think about it. Unlike those structured intervals, fartlek is totally unstructured and creative. An athlete might just decide to sprint to that lamppost, jog up the next hill, and then recover on the downhill, all based on how they feel. It's a great way to mix things up and build speed and endurance without being a slave to the stopwatch.
Next up, plyometrics. These are exercises built around explosive movements, things like box jumps and bounding. The whole goal is to develop raw power by training the natural springiness in your muscles. By rapidly stretching a muscle and then immediately contracting it, you can generate way more force. This is the secret sauce for explosive speed and power, for everyone from sprinters to basketball players.
And then, of course, there's circuit training, which is just a super efficient way to get general conditioning. An athlete moves from one exercise or station to the next with very little rest in between. It combines strength, cardio, and core work all into one quick, intense session. It's a fantastic tool for building all-around fitness when time is tight.
And this timeline really puts it all together. You can see how a pro intelligently uses all these methods throughout the year. The off-season? That's for building that huge endurance base with continuous training. As preseason starts, they add intensity and start tuning the engine with interval training. And finally, as they get close to the big competitions, they use repetition training to get razor sharp and peak at the perfect moment. Doing this out of order is just a recipe for burnout or injury.
So, the crucial point in all of this is that there's no single secret workout. The real secret to elite performance is the intelligent, planned combination of all of these methods. It's about building the base, then layering on intensity, and finally sharpening for peak performance. It's a process. It's a science.
And that leaves us with one final thought. You know, it's pretty easy to just go out and train hard. Anyone can do that. But as we've seen, the best athletes in the world, they train with purpose and structure. So the real question is, are you just training hard or are you training smart? Thanks for joining us.